Hi, how are you? It's Travston here, and welcome back to our adventures in Diablo 4 Season 1. And today I cleaned up my stash. Got a bit more space now to put more loot, which is good. And now we are going to head over to the Occultist. And I am going to salvage some sigils because our consumable stash is a little full. So let's salvage some of these guys. Keep that one. Maybe we'll do a Hoarfrost Demise. This is our first dungeon. Sure, getting a lot of dust. Keep the higher level ones. Unless there's any duplicates here. Should be good for now. Alright, so let's do this. Hoarfrost Demise. Dungeon affixes, Poisonous Evade, Stormbane's Wrath, Monster Poison Damage, Monster Life, and Unstoppable Monsters. And I got a new mic, guys. If you did not notice. My other mic, which was a Blue Yeti, the USB socket broke, so it wasn't connecting to my computer. Just too bad, and that would take a while to fix, so I decided to just get another mic, and once it gives me a little bit of time to fix the Blue Yeti, and I can have it as a backup eventually. And this mic I got is a Shure MV7. I'm not ready. Pretty good mic. Decided might as well spend a little bit of dough since this is something I like to do a lot. So got got a better mic supposedly. Hope the audio quality's better. I'm gonna have to play with it. Something I've always had trouble with was audio. Balancing out the in-game sound and my mic sound as well. So hopefully we can, make this better. I don't know if it sounds better, to be honest. I think the Yeti sounded pretty much just as good. But one thing I like about this mic, it is a little bit smaller. Alright, so let's check out this room here. We got a lot of goat men. And I need to get a consumable going here. There's this elixir. So we get that 5% XP buff. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of good things about Path of Exile. I think the hype is building up right now. So when PoE 2 comes out. Looking forward to that, to see what happens. Diablo had the same thing, right? Like, Diablo 4 first came out, everybody was like really hyped up about it. Everyone loved the game. And the criticism started to pour in, which is fair. A lot of it was fair criticism. I even have quite a bit of criticism about the game. But I do enjoy playing it. think the combat's good. Really like the graphics, the art. The open world, I'm not too big of a fan of.
They've been feeding on me.
I don't really think it's necessary.
Please, take it back from them.
Some of the dungeon affixes I don't like this one, Stormbane's Wrath. I think it's kind of silly.
Need more
The story I enjoyed. I actually enjoyed the story mode.
I'm not ready yet.
Kind of wish they promoted leveling up in the story mode, maybe giving you more XP while you're completing the story. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I'll ever do the story mode again. Once we have completed it, right? Because at the moment, your best way to get XP is to do Nightmare Dungeon. See if they ever change that.
I'm not ready yet. Such power.
Looks like we passed. And last Epoch. It's another ARPG I keep hearing good things about. Wonder if it's actually better than Diablo 4.
I'm not ready.
You wouldn't really know unless you tried. But I think once Diablo 4 gets like a good end game, or just a decent end game, it'll be a much better game. Like the fixes, I think, to make it like a decent game. Like I don't think they're that much. They just need a ladder, reduce the amount of time it takes to get to level 100. Because I don't even think most players even get to level 100, to be honest. Such a grind. Even with the boosts they've given recently, it still takes quite a while.
I need more time.
No, level 87. Guess we'll go down here, get 7 intelligence. We're going to try to get this glyph socket as quick as we can. We have a level 12 glyph or 11 glyph waiting for it. Actually, I think we missed actually, we can travel a flesh cover. Nice. But I like Hoarfrost Demise. It's a quick dungeon. Kind of reminds me of Surat's Lair. There we go. We're going to get turf to 13. We almost got this at 15. It's wild. Alright, so let's go see what we got. Yeah, I think the fix is to make the game, like just the end game, it's like worth the grind. It's just all they gotta do is just add a ladder experience. It's really it. I'd be happy with just that. I know people would probably want more than that. But I enjoyed Diablo 3's endgame, even though there wasn't much of it. It was just Nephilim, like, greater rifts, right? But I didn't mind those.
Father bless. What do you need?
Because you're always, like, you know, your character was always getting stronger, and you're always just, like, trying to defeat a harder and harder difficulty. or a higher tier of Nephilim Rift. But I think they plan on adding a lot more to the end game. They clearly want to add a bunch of bosses for us to fight. And we're going to see a couple of those in Season 2. It's better than our Helm? No.
Came about nicely.
Ancestral Legendary Boots. Doesn't have the stats we want. Or an affix that we want. Aspect, I mean.
You can take what's left.
We're really looking for gloves, guys. Gloves or a neck. Rings as well. We don't want that aspect on that Sacred Legendary Ring. Alright, so let's drop off this these gems here. And we'll check out Mariner's Refuge. Dungeon affixes increased critical strike, Stormbane's Wrath again, monster bleeding damage, monster physical resist, and unstoppable monsters. Stormbane's Wrath is not as bad as the Drifting Shade, though. Drifting Shade, I think, is by far the most annoying. Even Lightning Storm's, it's okay. You can kind of ignore it sometimes. But Drifting Shade, you can't ignore it all because it's pretty much your whole screen changes if you get stuck in it. You can't use any abilities.
Need more time.
And the item search tool that they're adding to is going to be good. It's going to help out with the stash. Sure. Like what I have to do to organize my stash so it doesn't take too long to search through my items. I just organize it by the aspect. It just makes it easier for me to know how many aspects I have of each aspect that I'm trying to collect. But a lot of this stuff should have just came with the game, I think. Like, they could have, like, just waited. That was the problem. Like, if the game came with a search tool, we had a ladder, end game ladder, Season 1, this game would be in a much better spot, I think. And if they had a ladder system going, probably could have reduced the amount of time it took to get to level 100. Because then there would be at least something to do during the end game. Other than just, slaying Uber Lilith and attempting to clear a tier 100 nightmare dungeon. Because that end game just never ends. They find a way to, like a ladder system that allows you to climb sort of like Nephilim Rifts. I don't know if they're going to have a ladder system like Nephilim Rifts, though. Never really checked out Diablo 2's ladder. What that's like. I think that's just leveling to 99, right? Which is insane. You think leveling to 100's a grind for Diablo 2 is it's kind of crazy. Like level to 99 is like almost, I wouldn't say impossible, but it takes a long time. Much longer than this. Grind to 100. So I think that's how the ladder system works in Diablo 2. It's not just all about leveling up to 99 and getting, I guess, the best gear you can get. Trying to get really rare drops.
Need more time.
The first time I played Diablo 2 was actually on this channel. And I got a Shaco during my first run. Kind of shocked that I got that. And that was the cool thing about Diablo 2 was just items like that. Like memorable drops. Diablo 3 didn't really have much of that. It's cool that they're trying to bring that back in 4 though. With the unique legendaries. But the problem with that is, if they want to make like a competitive ladder that's somewhat like Nephilim Rifts in Diablo 3, you can't have items that are just like impossible to get. Because it just gives players like such an advantage, right, in the ladder if they are able to get those items, which is why I think they're trying to release these bosses so you can target farm unique legendaries. Is there a vent over here? No, it's not. Get one more wave. I don't know if we'll get it. Get that? Nice.
I'm not ready yet.
I just think Nephilim Rifts were a good idea, or Greater Rifts. They're just a good idea for a ladder system. Timed Nightmare Dungeons would be cool too. Like how fast you can clear it. Like a high tier, like a tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon. Cool if they had like rankings of that, like how fast someone's cleared a dungeon on like each class. Or just to see how fast you've cleared dungeons. And what's the highest tier you've cleared for each one. That'd be awesome to see.
Need more time.
So there's one more Seaborn Goddess. Might be over here. So we'll go check quick.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Need more time.
Oh, travel to the Siren Shore.
I'm not ready.
A big pack right here. Wonder where the armor buff is. There it is right there. There's another one.
Need more time. I'm carrying too much.
Oh, we're carrying too much. Just go to the siren room, though. Should I just make my way back now? I guess we'll do that. And then we'll go fight the boss. And get our final couple of pieces. Hopefully we get a good legendary.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
I'll take it off your hands. This will do nicely. Well struck.
Not many good stats here. It's going to be tough to beat out some of the pieces we got. I've heard that's what happens in the end game. Like, once you start getting, like, item power 800 legendaries, legendary items with the stats you want on them, like, finding upgrades, it's like... It took me a while to find this, you know what I mean? And this chest. This crossbow. So, like, finding, like, upgrades that are just a little bit better is it's going to be tough.
I'm not ready.
So here we go, boss time. There we go. I just keep leveling up turf, guys. We almost got that to 15, and we unlocked a challenge, Formless Fugitive. Wonder what that was for. Maybe we slayed enough mariners? Who knows? That's even a mob type? Let's see. That be under collections? Yeah, slay 5,000 drowned. Maybe that's when that was Drowned Destroyer. I think it was this one, Evasive Maneuvers. Complete a nightmare dungeon without taking damage. That didn't happen. Did that really happen there? Did we not take any damage? I don't think so. I think what happened there, I might have bugged out. Like, see what happened? We left the dungeon, right? And then we went back in, and then we pretty much one-shot the boss.
Greetings.
And I guess
How's
that
the
was considered the achievement, right? Which means that's bugged. Because we didn't do a complete nightmare dungeon without taking damage.
Well struck.
We took a decent amount of damage in that dungeon. That's cool that you can sort of bug that achievement like that. You just get to the last boss, TP out, come back in, don't get hit one time, just burst that boss down, you get that achievement. All right, so let's check out the legendaries here. Ancestral legendary chest armor with a perfect aspect of this one we just put on our helm. Nice, we got two of these now. That's a good find. Another perfect aspect for this one, too. 2 of those guys. And then another bad aspect here. With the 806 item powered neck, though, with stats that we don't really want. Really, we just want the cooldown reduction. Everything else we're not really interested in. It's too bad. That would have been a great neck.
Better than starting from nothing.
But yeah, awesome. I'm really happy about getting those aspects. Which means we could probably just throw one on our helmet. Why not? Let's just do that right now. Yeah, we'll just get this fully maxed out. Alright, so let's head over here. We'll extract the aspect from his chest.
Create new magics from
And
the old.
let's imprint our helmet again. There we go. Perfect. 3% more for the max. So we're going to gain 0.5% increased armor for 4 seconds when you deal any form of damage, stacking up to 30%. Not a bad upgrade.
Masterful work.
Perfect. All right. Nice. Well, guys, that is going to be the end of today's episode. I'm happy we were able to upgrade our helm's aspect. And hopefully the mic sounds good. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.